So yeah, greatest common factor is what you're going to use to solve some of these equations with fractions. So recall, follow along with me, you can write it down. What is the GCF of 4 and 8? So what's the smallest number that both of these go into? Yeah, the smallest number that both of these go into is 8. So what I'm going to do is multiply the entire equation, everything on both sides, by that GCF, which is 8. Right. Remember, a fraction is just two steps in one. That's what a fraction is. You multiply by the top, divide by the bottom. So 8 times 3 is 8 times 3 is 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So that's all a fraction is. It's just the multiplication and a division problem together. So 8 times 3 divided by 4 is 6. What about 8 times 16? Do a little arithmetic on your paper if you need to. What's 8 times 16? 128. Sounds about right. Bring down the equal sign. Once again, we're trying to keep everything lined up as much as we can. Now we keep on going to the other side, though. We don't stop. So, what does that equal? 15. And then lastly, 8 times 1 divided by 8, 1. We have a negative here and a variable here. So negative 1n or just minus n. Now you can see it looks like a problem from the other worksheet on your desk, last night's homework. No fractions. So the first step, we'll just turn it into a problem like last night, and we'll do the same thing. Just for good measure, in case some people are absent yesterday, let's review. You want to get the numbers to be 0 on the left. So if it's a positive 128, I'm going to subtract 128, both sides. And you always write it numbers with numbers. So I write the minus 128 underneath the positive 128, and on the other side I do whatever number is on that side. So this side has 16, so I'll write minus 128 underneath there. Let's see here. Also, I want the variables to be canceled out on the right-hand side. So this has negative n. I'm going to add n, because that will make it 0. And do the same thing to both sides. So this is what all your work should have looked like from last night. After you have this initial problem right here, you should be adding and subtracting variables and numbers on both sides. And the goal, of course, is to have the numbers cancel out on the left, the variables cancel out on the right. So that after you cancel it out, you see only variables here and only numbers on the right. Because our goal is to get n equals some number. So we want n on the left and numbers on the right. So we have 7n. And again, line up the equal signs here. 16 minus 128 is going to be negative 112. And then, of course, we can divide both sides, finish the problem. Of course, everything I'm showing you now, this is all what you did last night. There's nothing new here, but we're just going to go through it. So n must equal negative 15. I think it's 16. Yeah, negative 16. N equals negative 16. So, right here, multiply by the GCF of this, same as most of it. Most of it is the same as just that new part is what we're looking at today. Try another, try 4. So again, first step is, when you have fractions, multiply by the GCF. What is the GCF in this case? 12. So people see 4 and 3, and what's the smallest number that 4 and 3 both go into evenly? Alright, we got 12. And here we go. 12 times 1 divided by 4, 3. 12 times 2 divided by 3, 8. And what else do I need to bring down?
Y.
The negative and the y. Yeah. Bring down your equal sign as well. Keep on going to the other side. So we've done the first 2. We need to do over here. 12 times 3 is 36 divided by 4. 9. And then lastly, 12 times 1 divided by 3, 4. And then bring down minus sign and the y. So now it just looks like a standard old equation. Let's finish it. Well, all this is the same thing you've done before. What should I cancel out on the left side? Should I cancel out the 8 or the 3? The 3 because it's the number. So minus 3. Over here, do I put underneath the 9 or the 4? Under the 9, yeah. So numbers, the numbers. Very good. Alright, now what do? I add 8y or do I add 4y? Add 4y, good. I'm going to put this line, please. I know some people are skipping that. Please put that line that helps us know where you're doing the whole addition of the whole equation. So 3 minus 3, that equals 0. Negative 4 plus 4, that equals 0. So you should have variables on the left, numbers on the right at this step on every problem. Alright, so what is this plus this? What is 8 plus 4? Yeah, it's actually negative 8 plus 4, isn't it? So be careful. Notice how there's a sign there. It's negative 4. Bring down the equal sign. Again, notice how these are pretty much all lined up. Keep things organized. 9 minus 3 is 6. Now here's where maybe some of you will say, wait a minute, I did it wrong because why? Yeah, when we divide, you get a fraction. Is that okay? Yeah. Have you ever gotten, when you go to buy something, you ever gotten change? That's a fraction. Okay. Saying there's no fractions is like saying every time you get change, you get $2 or $5, but no coins at all. It's okay if you get a fraction. That's fine. It's a decimal. Okay, so we have negative what? We reduce it. 3 over 2. There you go. Alright. Of course, like some of you did last night, you can do this on another piece of paper if it seems cramped and not enough space to work. We do 1 or 2 more. We'll go down to 8, actually. What's the difference between 4 and 8? Yeah, it has a parentheses, it has this distributive property. So here's a little small thing you have to really pay attention to. Again, what's the number we should be multiplying by? LCM is the smallest number that both these go into is 6. smallest number. Now, what happens if you did use like 12 or 18? You'll get the same exact answer, your just numbers will be bigger in your problem. So if you use the wrong number, like not the least common, but you just use a common number, it's okay. You'll still get the same thing, it's just your numbers will be bigger in your problem. Alright, so here we go. On these, we're only going to distribute the part outside of the parentheses. So on this, we don't have to distribute to anything here. So it's just going to be 6 times 1 divided by 6. 1. And then you bring down everything else. So this is the one thing that's different compared to the previous ones where it's like multiplying 4 times. But when they're in parentheses, think of it like a shield or something. You don't have to multiply anything inside. Everything outside. Same thing over here. 6 times 1 divided by 3 is 2. And then just bring down the part that's protected in the shield. Okay. And then you solve that problem. So we have 1 times f, 1 times -4, and then 2 times 2f, 4f, and 2 times 4 is 8. So again, it turns into a problem that just looks like last night, yesterday. And you go ahead and solve. That's it, really. I'm going to check both of these together if you happen to finish them today, both of them. I'll check them both and you stick them together. If you don't finish, that's okay too. I don't want you to rush and doing things wrong. One more thing. Let's look at the review portions. Tomorrow or the next day, we're looking at the portions again. Just a reminder, how do you solve these? Remember how to solve these? Cross multiply. So you do 9 times 4 equals 8 times x. Oh, there's a heart. Yeah. It's an illusion. Alright, so 8x equals 36. So cross multiply.
What's your picture of Hodgkin?
What's it called?
Mr. Hodgkin. What's your picture?
You're gonna hit me? What did you do? And then reduce the fraction when possible. Leave it as improper though. Divide top and bottom by what? 4? 4 goes in both of these. So we get 9 over 2. Leave your answer as an improper fraction. That's reviewing the course. On I think it is Thursday. After the quiz, we're going to put things like x plus 4 up on these proportions. Instead of just being x, it'll be like x plus 4. That'll be a little distributive property and that's it. Okay, I'll let you guys work. I'll be walking around if you need help. If you're finished with everything, maybe look around to see if everybody around you is finished. And if everybody around you is finished, check with each other, make sure you're having the same answers, and you have all the same algebra as well. All the work is there as well. Don't let anybody get by without showing every step. Okay. All right, that's about it. And